Let's go to the number 2 pick, man. Do y'all think the Hornets got it right? They took Brandon Miller.
Brandon
I
Miller.
was surprised.
They didn't take Scoot. Now, the good thing about this is they don't have to have that question mark about, all right, Scoot 6'3", he's a point guard, but we already got a point guard. How are we going to make this fit? And then we got Terry Rozier on the bench making about $28 million as a point guard. So all those things that you was going to have to figure out, you don't have those issues now. You got a 6'9" guy that can play the 2 or the 3, probably some small ball 4 if he wanted to. He can shoot it. All that good stuff, man. So, I mean, I guess it kind of works, man. We just got to wait and see. But I thought Scoot was a star, man. What y'all think? Was this the right pick or no?
Did y'all just go over Brandon Miller?
Yeah.
we talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon Miller is a 6'9" killer, no pun intended. He like, but he can shoot the lights out. He can shoot the lights. He can flat out play. I think Scoot is what the city of Charlotte needed anyway. Like he's a star.
Yeah.
Like he's a star. Like
but LaMelo is that though.
LaMelo's a star. Yeah, he is. But just imagine going to see that backcourt. Because you could make LaMelo a 2 guard. LaMelo, he can shoot.
Not on offense, man. His talent is too special, and he's a pass first guy. So I think he's natural at he can shoot. So he's natural at the 1, being a playmaker. I think Scoot would have been natural as an off ball, even though undersized, like Kyrie Irving was playing off ball. He would have been off ball making plays with his scoring. And LaMelo would have been making plays with his passing. I think that would have been a good fit. The only question mark would have came in on the defensive end, who's guarding the big 2, because Melo, his knock as a rookie in his second year was he wasn't defending well enough, and then he's kind of slight or framed too. So that would have caused a problem. But I don't know. I would try to figure it out.
So the answer of who was gonna defend the big guard, the answer was the big guard getting buckets. Like that's the answer. Nobody.
Or you make a decision on who the wing is. Like depending on what team you're playing. Let's say you're starting Melo, Scoot, and your 3 would have been Bridges, right? So whoever the best scorer would have been on the wing, Bridges would have guarded, right? And whoever the worst scorer would have been between the 2 and the 3 or the 1, Melo would have guarded, and whoever the smallest one was, Scoot would have guarded. So if we would have took that, the only issue you would have had if when you played somebody like the Clippers when they got 2 wings like that, they got PG-13 and Kawhi, you just would have been cooked. But when you playing, give me a squad like when you playing Denver, Melo can guard Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Scoot can guard Jamal Murray, and then Bridges would have been guarding Michael Porter Jr.
So what are y'all saying? Y'all saying that y'all saying Scoot should have went to the Hornets?
Huh?
Y'all think Scoot should have went to the Hornets?
I think Scoot's a better player.
I think at number 2, the Hornets couldn't have went wrong with either one of them.
That's possible.
But Scoot, I think Scoot has a higher ceiling. I think Miller will have a quicker impact.
Yeah.
I mean, when he the way at 6'9", the way he shoots is immediately going to change defenses. You immediately have to play them honest.
I agree.
With Scoot being undersized, like you can lag off and get LaMelo in the traps, and like the Hornets offense wasn't all of that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll work, but I also think that will kind of solidify that Gordon Hayward is on the next thing smoking.
He should have already been on the next thing smoking, man, especially for that salary. Like, they should be trying to trade that dude. Seriously.
Yeah. They're not going to get none for him, honestly.
At this point, it don't even matter.
Look, they had 6 draft picks. You could have figured out a way to package one of those draft picks and say, you can get this, but you got to take Gordon too.
I mean,
anything except for that second pick. You can have all the other 5.
Yeah.
He ain't been the same since he broke his ankle.
Yeah, so. Of course, man. He's still good.
He'll still get some buckets, but not at that price.
Yeah, the problem ain't his play.
You got to get out of that too.
Yeah, the problem is not his play. The problem is
those are bad contracts to have.
Yeah,
those are bad contracts to have on your team.
Exactly. I think that's probably that probably weighed into the reason why they took Brandon Miller instead of Scoot is because now you don't have to worry about having 3-point guards.
No, you should still get rid of Rozier. Like he got to go. Like his contract to me is worse than Hayward's.
It might be. They both pretty bad.
That was Charlotte's fault for going and get him and pay him, and then just immediately drafting LaMelo Ball right after that. They kind of did themselves in with that.
Nah, but when you had LaMelo Ball right there in the draft, like you had to draft him.
No, of course, but at that point, do you? I don't know if you like because he needed somebody to. Because who's the other point guard at the time when they drafted LaMelo?
They okay. So this is how it went down. They had a decision to make on Kemba Walker in the contract year, and he was eligible for something close to the max. And Mike was like, "Man, I can't give you the max, man. You ain't even put us in the playoffs, so I can't even get you no help in this small market if I give you the max." So they let Kemba go, but then they turned around and went and got Rozier from Boston, right? And gave him close to the money what they could have gave Kemba, which was weird. And then they did a trade because I think they got Horton in a free agency from because both of them came from Boston. I think they got they might have traded Kemba for Hayward. I don't know. And then they signed Rozier. It was very weird how they did it, but these two dudes are eating up most of the cap, man. Gordon Hayward is making 31 mil coming up next year, and Rozier is making 23 mil. And you got Rozier signed all the way to 25-26 season.
But see, that's why the Rozier contract has to be moved first because it's long term, and he's coming off the bench. We know that.
Yeah,
Gordon at least is a good rotational starter.
Does this help Phoenix at all? If they give up Ayton and his 30 mil for Rozier and another piece from Charlotte, because 23 mil for Rozier next year, and then someone else is making 7 mil equal 30. So you got 2 for 30 instead of Ayton for 30. So would you trade Ayton to the Hornets for Rozier and maybe who else on the contract? Maybe PJ Washington.
I would do it and immediately release Rozier. Like he never suit up.
I think he can help Phoenix though at point guard.
It's a really rough point guard situation.
They could trade him and get for the contract. They could flip him for 2 pieces that they need. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they would need they need a backup wing. They need somebody on the wing.
A backup.
They need a big man if they get rid of Ayton.
Of course, but those are available.
I mean, big men are a dime a dozen. Now.
Yeah, those are available because you're not gonna need a big man to score. You just need him to defend and rebound, and be a live threat, and possibly maybe be able to knock down the jump shot. Because the floor gonna be so spread with those scores on the ring. But
they can get a wing and a big man by dealing with Cleveland. Cleveland got 2 of everything.
Yeah, but you don't even need to deal to get a big man. Dwight Howard's in Taiwan waiting. That's easy. If I got Ayton for 30 mil, I'd rather get Dwight for the mid-level exception instead of spending 30 mil for Ayton if he just go be catching lobs and rebounds. I don't need him to catch lobs and rebounds and then be soft on defense when you play against Denver and Jokic. I can't give you 30 mil for that if you can't help me stop Jokic and at least get him in foul trouble. I'd rather have Dwight.
Why does Ayton look older than LeBron?
You know how the old man's baby is. You know what I mean? You know, old man's baby. But Chris, was it the right pick or no?
Like Jay said, I don't think they could have gone wrong either way. I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, because for the longest time we just felt like they were sold on Scoot, right?
Yeah.
But it does kind of make sense because I feel like Charlotte feels like LaMelo is their point guard of the now and the future. You go draft another point guard as high as you drafted LaMelo last time. That kind of it taints the trust a little bit that you have with your guy. But you go get him some wing help, and it's like you're still our guy. And now we're showing you that we're building around you by going to get this guy. So your position is safe. And now we got something for you to work with.
That's a good point.
Miles Bridges coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're giving you the keys.
That's a good point. So you saying Charlotte did what Green Bay should have did for A-Rod instead of going to get Jordan Love?